Hey everybody, welcome back to Callus Crew Challenge 2, round of 32. Got some DPP action here between Welliou and Luthier. This is going to be the deciding matchup in this one. We saw Dice and Fear, which went the way of Fear, but then what we didn't see, though this did happen, I won't be narrating it, we saw, or didn't see, Christ, XCal against Tala and RBY, and that went the way of Tala. So all roads lead here to this DPP showdown for Welliou, teammate of XCal and Fear, and Luthier, either one. I believe he's from the US, so I don't think it has a French accent on it. I think it's Luthier rather than Luthier. But either way, it's going to be him, who's a teammate of Tala and Dice. And the winner here is through to the next round, and the loser is out. DPP action. No clue how either of these guys are at this tier. They're both new gen guys. Let's go. Welliou on the bottom, Luthier on the top. Hippo and Breloom respectively. And we've got a Gyarados for an Intimidate, but he's gonna take a nap when he comes into a Spore. Gyarados does sometimes have Sleep Talk in this gen. This is one of those times. Sleep Talk finds Waterfall on an incoming Empoleon. He gets Rocks up, gets knocked off, and Clef also gets knocked off. No lefties for either Mon. Breloom coming in on the S-Toss, and gonna get a Seed Bomb off, which is gonna do very little to Fori. Stall team, I mean, could have guessed that immediately from Welliou when you saw the lead Hippo, but if there was any uncertainty, now you know. Stun Spore does get off, but not before spikes come down. Rapid Spin is going to be hazard advantage Welliou with the one layer spikes, though he is yet to establish Rocks. Rocks come down again for Luthier, and there is the S-Toss taking out Breloom. Rachi's going to hide behind a sub at this point and go for the Iron Head, only to get S-Tossed back. But Rachi in the favorable position in this matchup. Welliou knows that, gets out of the way, gets an Intimidate off. And Ironhead a whopping 9% thanks to the Intimidate and the Resistance. Lottie comes in for the first time, briefly, and then dips out. Both players have a Rachi, pretty busted Mon in this gen. Substitute and Wish, can keep it for himself or pass it. He opts to pass it. Gonna give it to his buddy Gyarados here. Ironhead again. And Gyarados doesn't bother using Sleep Talk. Content to just chill. Yeah, doesn't even bother. Ironhead yet again. Wakey wakey. Flinchy flinchy. Gonna need quite a few Iron Heads to get the Gyra here. Goes for it again. Gets a crit. Wow. 3 flinches in a row and a crit flinch. I guess that'll do it. The vast majority of the time, Gyarados should eventually get a rest off in that matchup, but alas, this is not one of those times, and there's another crit flinch. Someone explain to me, someone who's a DPP main explain to me, that's another crit. This is ridiculous. But somebody explain to me, DPP mains out there, why do you not want to ban this shit? I don't understand it. There have been several votes about whether you want to ban Rachi, whether you want to ban Ironhead from Rachi, and they always get shot down. Somebody explain to me why Ironhead Rachi in DPP is good for the game, why it's fair, why it's fun, why it doesn't BS games, why it doesn't add a fuck ton of variance. Somebody explain that to me. My vote doesn't matter because I don't play the tier, so nobody cares what I think, but like, from the outside looking in, it looks so dumb. It looks so busted, too strong, and it just doesn't look fun to play against. The variance that it adds, it looks stupid. Why wouldn't, oh man, I would want that gone in a heartbeat. I think part of it is that people have this complex ban phobia. It's like a big thing on Smogon. You do one or the other. You just get rid of the Mon or you leave the Mon, but you can't just ban the move from the Mon, which I totally disagree with. I don't think you need to ban Jirachi. I think you just need to get rid of Iron Head on Jirachi. But they won't do that. It's either you get Jirachi with Iron Head or you don't get Jirachi at all. I think that's silly, but I think Iron Head on Rachi is dumb and shouldn't be part of the tier. Moving on. Rachi went bananas for Luthier in that game. Welliou must win 2 in a row or his team is going to be out. Welliou on the bottom again, Luthier on the top again, different leads, Azelf and Rotom respectively, Rocks and Will-O-Wisp respectively. Lumberry gets rid of the burn, Taunt prevents him from Will-O-Wisping again, no problem, clicks T-Bolt instead. Bronzong comes in, finds himself paralyzed. Going to taunt him as well, just in case he's going to try to establish Rocks. And there's Boom, which is going to blank a payback. So, Rocks established for Welliou. Machamp going to sub up as the Rotom comes in. He's not going to dynamic punch into thin air. And he goes for payback. I don't know if it gets the boost when Thunderbolt pops substitute or not. I feel like it shouldn't, but I don't know that mechanic. Either way, that was a good trade for Welliou, who obviously hit him way harder. Fire Blast and full para, also good for Welliou. This game, even though Welliou is down on paper, I believe Welliou is off to a very good start here. He's done significant damage. He's got Rocks going. That's a good kill. This one looks quite different from the previous, in which Luthier really smacked him up pretty good with the help of very favorable Rachi RNG, but this one seems to be going the other way. Some people call this the variance tier, an unflattering nickname to be sure, and I don't play it enough to know how true or not true that is, but that is something that people have dubbed this from time to time. But you got to like Welliou's position here, all things considered. Up him on, and then one of the things for Luthier it's alive is the really weak paralyzed Rotom. He's got the hazard advantage. Got to think Welliou's ahead at this time. And he gets an immediate burn, 20% chance of that happening. Spikes and Iron Head, sure. Iron Head this time does not prevent the roost from happening, but imagine if it had. Be pretty important, right? Adds RNG to the game. Big time. Dragonite coming in. Gonna go for DD. Luthier, of course, not allowing that and instantly whirlwinding it out. Gonna find the Rachi again as the burn continues. Gonna go for Iron Head, gets a crit. And a flinch. And with that, Skarm is going to be dead if it stays in to eat another Fire Punch. It does, and it dies. And the snowball continues for Welliou, who, like I said, in my mind, is considerably ahead in this game. Oh, look, another Iron Head Finch. And that'll enable a Fire Punch kill. Yeah. I think it's good for the game. Body Slam going to land a para there, so we're going to start para flinching this down as well. Luthier has seen enough. Gonna concede to Welliou. Go into a third game. That will determine who wins this match for their team. I'll go ahead and swap them for continuity, but real quick, want to see all the matches from this, want to chat with the players, want to be involved, go to the Discord server. There is a link in the description. You can donate there to support the tour. If you've been enjoying this, anything would help, and I would really appreciate it. If you guys have been enjoying the videos, I'd really appreciate if you hit the like button and consider subscribing to my humble, low subscriber count YouTube channel. Appreciate it. On to Game 3. This determines the match for these teams. Switching those sides for continuity one more time. Welliou on the bottom, Luthier on the top. Welliou seems to have brought a stall team yet again, leading the Hippo. However, he's going to be immediately paralyzed and fully paralyzed, and the para-flinch nonsense immediately begins. Finally, he gets something off. It is just rocks. And out of the way he goes. He has seen enough. Rotom Heat comes in to the Iron Head here. And Clefable switches in for Luthier. This very well may be stall on stall. Discharge finds Para, but it's irrelevant. Clefable will never full Para thanks to Broken Magic Guard. Knockoff is going to get rid of lefties for his counterpart. And in comes a Registeel. No clue what that guy does in DPP, but I guess we'll find out. But this may end up being a grind. We are looking at stall on stall in the third game here. Stall and stall on DPP, as it can in any other tier. Can certainly take a hot minute. See where this game goes. But I'm certainly going to narrate this one on fast. Both of them have some hazards down. Though of note, Welliou did get an extra hazard down in the one-layer spikes, which, I mean, Luthier may or may not have, but so far has not shown. Goes to a spinner here. See if he allows that to get off. He does. And there is the rapid spin. So spikes removed from Luthier's end as Latias comes in. And they'll both opt for Thunder Wave. Fair enough. Not likely to stay for either party. Full Para at a bad time, though, and Thunderbolt. That's not so hot for Luthier. Out of the way he goes, and it's going to be another paralyzed poke, the Registeel. And he tries to get cute and double Starmie in, but it's going to get fried by the Thunderbolt. So good call there for Welliou. And now Togekiss is going to get Thunder Wave down as well. So a little para spam action going on for Luthier, whereas it is a more proper stall for Welliou on the bottom. But yeah, I mean, the hazards are gone for Luthier. He did get the rapid spin off, but he's unable to remove any future hazards that are established. And speaking of, there's rocks right there. And of course, Skarm is still alive for Welliou and can maybe get some spikes down as well. Full team now revealed for Luthier as the last poke Gliscor comes in. Still a hidden poke for Welliou in the back. Taunt preventing spikes. That will be met with a Secret Power for a whopping 8%. Ice Fang Secret Power again. Does find a Para. See if that ends up mattering. And Secret Power yet again. Para on the Clefable as well. Why not? Heal Bell going to make all those problems disappear. Heal Bell, by the way, not something that Clefable gets in Gen 2 or 3. That is a new addition here in Gen 4. And we've got Rachi on Rachi action. Body Slam finding Para. Here's Rotom. Wish he could pass to a friend if he'd like, or he can keep it. Gonna pass it to Clefable. Fair enough. Back up to a hundo. Gliscor comes in. Spikes come down. He does taunt to prevent further spikes, or a roost in this case, but is not going to be able to prevent that initial layer, and Luthier cannot remove them anymore. So the one layer spikes and the rocks going to have to deal with that for the rest of the game, and he might get more spikes up later. Clefable in. And Clefable in on the other side as well. Glad we're narrating this one on fast. Feels like it might take a minute. S-tossing each other. This is gonna, of course, go nowhere. They both do have soft-boiled. No chance of ever killing each other. S-toss cannot crit. Though it would be quite interesting if it could. Oh boy. We might move over to hyper fast if we're going to go through the PP stall motions here. There we go. Rachi coming in. Not that it changes much. Gonna refresh away its status woes. Hippowdon reappears. Haven't seen him in a while. Should be able to get a slack off here pending a taunt. Taunt prevents roar. Sure. Ice Fang going for good old Paraflinch. And Ice Fang going to kill Hippowdon. So something resembling progress has been made. Lottie going to get Recover off. Surprised that Luthier didn't go for Ice Fang there. There's Iron Head resisted. And he's going to protect. And he protects himself from the dreaded rest on the other side. Skarm reappears, and there is a wish, which this time he's going to keep for himself. Body Slam does find a para, but Skarm gets the roost off anyway. And we're going to start iron heading here. Layer number 2 of spikes comes down. Remember, can't remove it. Para flinch, doesn't stop roost. And there's layer number 3. Doesn't have toxic spikes, but a lot of hazards down. 3 layers of spikes and rocks that Luthier has to deal with. And in fact, 3 of his 5 remaining Pokemon are grounded. We end up with Clef on Clef. They are once again tossing each other. Let me just check on the seismic toss count. Plenty. And soft boiled, you can't see it, it's off the screen, but it's got 14. And this one has 10 soft boileds left. And plenty of S tosses as well. Gliscor getting an Ice Fang here. I don't know why he's not going for it. Going for the para flinch, trying to kill the Lati there, but I'm sure he knows the tier better than I am, so I will trust his discretion. S-Toss again. And soft-boiled, the ever-exciting Clef-on-Clef stall mirror match here. Soft-boiled, sure. And there's Fire Punch. Kind of wanted a more action-y Game 3, boys. This one really might take a minute. Rachi coming in again. Might try for some Paraflinch shenanigans. Which he does, but Welliou does not allow. He just goes to Rotom. Gonna try to flinch that down. Hey, and he gets a flinch. Rachi on Rachi. Not sure who eventually wins this game, but it is a grind. If he can cheese the Rotom here, that'll certainly help. Would need multiple Iron Head flinches in a row, but... Oh, there you go. Or you just crit him. Good poke. It's good for the game. We like RNG, right? We don't like specifically make a point to get rid of things like Sandvale or things that add RNG to the game. We don't like specifically want to get rid of those things. Why do we like Body Slam Ironhead Jirachi again with Serene Grace? Anybody? It doesn't make any damn sense to me. But just like that, this game that was looking like it could have been a real grind, broken wide open. Flinches come, crits come, no rest gets off, done and done. Luthier going to be the winner in this stall mirror match. Going to take out Welliou, and it's going to be Quint and company. That would be Dice, which is Quint, Luthier, and Tala going on to the next round. Whereas the strong team, really truly one of the better teams in my opinion, but so it goes. The strong team of Fear, Welliou, and Xcal are going to be eliminated from the tournament in the opening round. Appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, like button if you enjoyed. Consider subscribing. But the best thing you can do to support this tour is to donate to it. So please, 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 if you've been enjoying it and have any amount to spare, consider donating to the tour. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next video.